I'll admit my chicken shawarma relies on an awful lot of spices, but this couldn't be easier to make. And besides, any recipe that starts with the zest and juice of 2 lemons makes my heart sing. And this involves minimal washing up, always an important factor for me. I throw everything in a plastic bag and I've already got 12 skinless, boneless chicken thighs nestling in there. Got some serious impaling work to do, because on top of that fabulous mimosa sprinkle of lemon zest, now the sharpness of the juice. Remarkably pipless lemons, although I don't much mind if a pip or two falls in. Very satisfying work. I want some olive oil, just regular olive oil. Bit of moisturiser. And now for my carefully calibrated spice collection. Some paprika first off. Gorgeous colour and gorgeous taste. Next, cumin. And the thing about these spices is it's not their individual voices, but it's the choir of flavour when they're together. Coriander, always the junior partner to cumin, but no less valuable, dried chili flakes. And now a slight flirt with the sweeter spices. Before I put too much in, a little bit of cinnamon. And some nutmeg, just freshly grated over. Going a bit more boisterous now with some garlic. Don't be alarmed, though, the garlic doesn't overwhelm. It's all perfectly harmonious. And I'm happy to throw the end bits in, and then... Fabulous. Need a crunch of salt. And 2 bay leaves. Serious bit of squelching to do now. This just sits in the fridge, gaining in tenderness and flavour, and then it goes into a hot oven for 30 minutes and it's cooked. The thing about the chicken shawarma, it's how you eat it as well as the fabulousness of the chicken itself. So I want a pile of warm flatbreads on the table, some tomatoes I'll chop up with some fresh mint, some shredded lettuce to go under the chicken, of course my pickle purchases. Oh, and I have to have my tahini yogurt sauce, which I sprinkle with pomegranate seeds. Now, although tradition decrees that this sauce should be served only with lamb shawarma, I think it partners my chicken perfectly. Start with regular plain yogurt and stir in some tahini, that rich and grainy sesame paste that I like to keep on hand. Add a good sprinkle of sea salt flakes and mince or grate in some garlic. When I serve this, I add a scattering of ruby pomegranate seeds, but for now, all I need to do is stir it together. As I'm making this ahead of time, I simply cover and chill this until I need it. I have peeps arriving and the heady aroma of chicken shawarma to welcome them with. William, you're meant to be on bread duty.
No, yes, I'm going to be on bread duty.
But it's really too busy with the talking. And now I'll take it. Thank you very, very much. I'm in a minute. There you are. I'm going to try and give you some lettuce too. Oh, you got one. So you have. Oh, yeah. They're beautiful, aren't they? The pink, the red, and the gold.
Right, yeah.
I'm loving that so much. It's like a cocktail.
That's better.
What's in that sauce? Tahini, yolk, and garlic. Can I recommend a bit of the very nice pink turnip?
Please.
Look at this.
It's pretty.
And then I am going to apply to face.
Do you want a fork?
You have to wear your napkin like the old boys do, tucked in.
I've now reduced to fork behaviour.
Really delicious.
There are 3 words, such important words, that when I hear them, my pulse quickens and my heart gladdens. And they are, of course, fried chicken sandwich. Such a wonderful thing. And the chicken is only one part of the equation, because when it comes to sandwiches, the condiment is queen. So where should I start? It has to be gherkins, I think. I couldn't do without gherkins. I know it's very personal how you how you make a sandwich. This is my way. Now, I'm going to cut them lengthways into very thin tongues so I get that whisper of acidity equally distributed in every bite. And kimchi. Now, this is a late addition, really, to my chicken sandwich. Kimchi is fermented cabbage. It's like Korean sauerkraut, in a manner of speaking. And what this brings is both added crunch, but also a sort of funky sourness that becomes absolutely addictive, but not just acidity needed, because what we also need, I always need, is heat. And for this, I want some smoked hot paprika. And as ever, I'm back for that Chinese condiment of condiments, crispy chili oil. Gonna park the condiments just for a moment. Got a chicken to fry. Well, I don't have a chicken to fry. I've got a chicken thigh to fry. And that's what makes this so kind of doable. Well, deep frying is never relaxing, but I like that bit of frisson of fear. But one chicken thigh is very easy to do. The first thing I'm going to do is make a marinade for the chicken. I'm using kefir, I think it's meant to be kefir, which is sort of cultured milk. You can use buttermilk or plain yoghurt. And into that goes a fat clove of garlic. I want this to have a bit of punch. Right, my jailer's spoons. First, salt, always important. Now the hot smoked paprika, which really is smoky. Bit of fireside warmth. Maybe a bit more than warmth. Some Dijon. Beautiful amber maple syrup, teeny bit. And a bit of lemon. I mean, the kefir is quite tangy anyway, but I love adding a bit more lemon. It's all ready for the chicken. I use a skinless boned chicken thigh, which is just perfect for one person, and it fries quickly because it sort of opens out a bit, as you can almost see at this stage. And obviously, before the chicken goes in the oil, it does have to have a wonderful crunchy coating, and that comes simply from flour. Hot smoked paprika again. And some salt. There is quite a lot of flour, but I want a very, very crunchy coating. There we are, my little chickadee. What makes this chicken so crunchy on the outside is getting a good, shaggy coating of flour, and that means double dredging. I'm trying to be patient. I'm getting hungrier. Every last bit. And I think we are ready to fry. That's the right noise. So I reckon it'll need about 3 minutes aside at 180. This is just about as low stress as deep frying ever can be. One pan, one chicken thigh. Easy. Look at this beauty. Look at it, so golden and brown. And that wonderful craggy carapace. That's what's going to give me crunch. I'm going to let it stand for a bit on the kitchen paper because I have learnt the hard way. I nearly always burn my mouth, and that just ruins everything. I love the building of a sandwich. First layer has to be mayo. This is garlic mayo, and in it, the crispy chili oil. And teeny bit of honey. It just balances it. Slather City. Iceberg has to be. When you want crunch, you want iceberg. So, on top of the iceberg, the chicken. All that talk about my gherkin earlier, but I haven't sliced it yet. And the kimchi. Slight ceremonial hush has fallen over me. It's partly just the anticipation of biting into this. And I'm never without my pink pickled onions. Lovely and mild. And beautiful. OK, roof on. I'm going in. Ah, that sound, you see? No, that's going to be good. It's hot, but not too hot, I think. Mmm. Mmm. Bye. This is so delicious. You find me happily absorbed, bashing a couple of chicken breasts into elegant escalopes or cutlets. This is disturbingly gratifying. But these are ready. A bit of calm now. Before they get their crunchy coating, I'm going to bathe them in Dijon mustard. Even though they get such a brief dunking, the mustard really seems to tenderize them and gives such piquancy. On top of the mustard, some cinnamon. 1 clove of garlic, just mince it in. And finally, 1 egg, just to bring everything together and help it stick to the chicken breasts. And I shall whisk these together. Ah, the gold and the blue. It's like the beach. And now in for a brief dip go these beautiful, look how thin, escalopes. This is so enjoyable. There's enough here to give quite a good thick coating. I'm going to leave these lying happily here while I go and wash my hands. This really is as easy as 1, 2, 3. We've had 1, the bashing, 2, the bathing, and 3, the crunchy coating. And this crunchy coating comes courtesy of cornflakes. I love the crumb you get from these. And now I massage and coax the cornflakes into crumbs. This whole recipe is a bit like being a 3-year-old, only better. I'm going to deepen the golden tan of the cornflake crumbs by adding some smoked pimenton or paprika. This adds a bit of heat, always good. So 1 by 1, these bathing beauties go into the cornflake crumbs to get crunchily coated. I find it easiest just to put each cutlet or escalope into the crumbs and then sprinkle or dust the top with more. And just carry on until they're thickly coated. While these chicken escalopes settle in their slightly fiery cornflake coating, I'll get on with my fennel, watercress and radish salad. First, a bulb of fragrant fennel, sliced as thinly as possible. If you aren't as clumsy as I am, you could use a mandolin, but I just don't trust myself with one. The same goes for the radishes, about 4 to 6 cut into thin discs. And a couple of handfuls of peppery watercress to line the plate, before showering the fennel on top. A squeeze of lemon, a pinch of sea salt, a trickle of extra virgin olive oil, and that's it. Right, I don't need much oil, and because these are so thin, I don't need much time. I'm ready to flip. And the outside is so crunchy. And they're done. A small readjustment of my leaves. And it's crunch time. You know, I really had thought I had exhausted the culinary possibilities of a packet of frozen peas, but a friend of mine recently showed me his method for using them still frozen as the first layer in a tray bake. Takes a leap of faith, but go with it. With the peas, I want the gentle allium savouriness of leeks. Sliced. This is so relaxing, easy to make, cosy to eat. You know, I am totally unembarrassed about using frozen peas whenever I can, and I'm very, very proud of the fact that Nigel Slater has crowned me the queen of the frozen pea. Come back. So the leeks can join the petit pois. And now 2 fat cloves of garlic. So everything goes straight into the pan. And any nub I can't mince, I can just drop in as it is. Let this little nub go in as well. Wonderful. A good scattering of sea salt flakes. And next, a little olive oil, just regular olive oil. And a splosh of dry white vermouth. A flourish of dill. I need some to scatter on later, but this can just be torn up over the peas. And help stop me getting frostbite as I mix everything together. Some gloves. And this being a chicken and pea tray bake, I need my chicken. Thighs for me. As the peas cook, they grow duller in colour, certainly, but so much more vibrant in flavour. And the steam they give off makes the chicken exceptionally tender and its skin crisp and crackly. For one more little touch, I need a little more oil just on the chicken skin. And ditto with the sea salt. Once they come out of the oven, I'm going to scatter them with the dill I've got left. Oh, and alongside, I've got these rather fabulous black-skinned purple flesh vitellotte potatoes. I'll steam these later, but for now, this needs to go in the oven.
It'll be done in about an hour and a quarter, and while it cooks, I'll potter about and get the table ready for my sister and family.
I do love a cluttered table. The more bits and pieces there are dotted about the place, the happier I am. And I know I haven't left a lot of room for the food, but that doesn't matter. I'll squeeze it in. And it doesn't matter either that we're all shoved up against one another, because really, the whole point of this is being together.
Once my tray bake is hot out of the oven, I strew it abundantly with dill.
Got my little chicks.
Oh, lovely.
A splosh of olive oil. Full of mellow fruitfulness, the oaky richness of Marsala, and the sweet-smelling woodsiness of thyme. My chicken with red grapes manages that rare and wonderful thing, which is to be elegant and cosy at the same time, which makes it just right when the nights are drawing in. The chicken I'm using are supremes, and a supreme is the skin-on chicken breast with the peg bone still attached. And that bone makes the chicken so much juicier and gives a lot of flavour. I'm going to leave these here just for a short while to help the skin get a bit golden, and I'm going to get on with the sauce. It's not very labour-intensive. I've got some chicken stock there, and I'm adding some marsala, gloriously amber-coloured. And it's got an almost caramelly smokiness. And into that, I want some wine-tangy Dijon mustard. I'll give it a little whisk here. And the chicken juices will add to this in the pan. And now, it's so unlike me to be putting grapes with chicken, but the thing to remember is, in fact, what these grapes give is a puncture of fruity sharpness. They're not terribly sweet, or not sweet at all. And along with the grapes, I'm going to give a fragrant scattering of thyme. So let's see how this is doing. Perfect. You see, they're starting to get gold. They'll bronze up more in the oven. And now, these golden juices. I'm going to wait till the liquid comes to a bit of a bubble. And once the grapes and thyme are in, this just needs to go into a hot oven for about 20 minutes. And the chicken will be juicy and cooked and the skin bronzed and crisp. And we're off. Hold some back to sprinkle on later, but such beautiful autumnal colours. Beautiful. Okay, mind your backs. Oh, kicking it out. Okay. Very good. Yes. Handy on the I'm going to dunk some bread in. I highly recommend it.
No, you know what? I'm going to do a bit of a dippage.
Oh, yeah. It's good. It's good.
It's really good.
I'm sizzling so resoundingly for a reason. I want to get the chicken skin good and brown, and that doesn't happen by being timid. Let's give it a turn. Ah, golden joy. I'm going to take the pan off the heat while I add everything else. And starting with the lemon. I just love this sort of food. It's essence of home cooking. You know, simple, full of flavour, and just very easygoing. Everything in one pot. You can alter ingredients to suit your mood or what you've got in the kitchen. I mean, of course, it's a recipe, but it's really more of a framework. I like it really lemony, so I am going in strong on the citrus. 2 lemons. I also like a lot of garlic. A lot of garlic. I think it's a mistake to think of food that's comforting as food that's bland. I think flavour is essential. This is dried tarragon, which really was made for chicken, But I just as often use dried thyme and sometimes a pinch of dried mint as well. Add my leeks and carrots. Cut the leeks small because I eat it with a spoon and fork and really no knives. And so I want each leek to be able to nestle comfortably in the bowl of the spoon. And likewise, the carrots. I have been quite open about my prejudices over the years, but let me just say again that I find carrots cut into rounds infinitely depressing, so it's always battens for me. Now for some chilli, not a lot, just enough to create some warmth and spice. You need to have a generous hand with the salt. It's salt that allows the flavours of the chicken, the vegetables and the broth to come through so clearly. And besides, there's going to be a lot of water in here. But first, I need to juice my boiled lemons. Leeks and carrots are both very sweet vegetables, so the lemoniness offers sort of sprightly balance. Lemon juice over. And what makes the chicken so soft is that it's poached rather than roasted. And I really want the chicken covered all but the very top of the breast. Let's get the fire under. So all I have to do now is wait for the water to come to the boil, then I can clamp on the lid and take this to the oven, moderate oven, 180 Celsius or 160 if you're using the fan, and cook it for an hour and a quarter. And then I can add the Orzo, which will absorb all the lemony, chickeny juices as it cooks. When the chicken is all but cooked through and the carrot's soft, it's time to add the Orzo pasta. I tamp it down so that it's fully submerged, then put the dish back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Once out of the oven, I let the chicken stand while I chop a generous amount of parsley to sprinkle over and stir in before serving. I love to eat this just with a spoon once I've pulled the tender poached chicken into succulent pieces and stirred them into the broth-bolstered Orzo in a bowl.